Vice President Sara Duterte is set to face an impeachment trial in the Philippine Senate this July 2025, following her impeachment by the House of Representatives on February 5, 2025. She is the first vice president in Philippine history to be impeached. Recent midterm elections have influenced the Senate's composition. Notably, Duterte allies such as Senators Christopher Bong Go and Ronald Dela Rosa secured top positions. Political analysts suggest that at least 7 senators may lean towards acquittal, indicating a potentially close trial outcome. The Philippine Senate, composed of 24 members, will serve as the impeachment court in the upcoming trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. Each senator will act as a judge, with Senate President Francis Chiz Escudero presiding over the proceedings. A 2/3 majority, or at least 16 votes, is required to convict and remove the vice president from office. So, who are these 24 individuals holding the power to shape the country's political future? Here's a look at the senators who will decide Sara Duterte's fate. First, Senator Christopher Bong Go is a longtime ally of the Duterte family and served as President Rodrigo Duterte's close aide. Given his strong personal and political ties to Vice President Sara Duterte, he is widely expected to vote against her impeachment, despite his public claim of impartiality. Next, Senator Risa Hontiveros, a staunch advocate for human rights and accountability, is expected to vote yes on Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment. She views the trial as an opportunity to address unresolved issues from the previous administration and to prevent a recurrence of past abuses. Hontiveros has emphasized the importance of the Senate fulfilling its constitutional duty promptly, asserting that delaying the proceedings would be a neglect of responsibility. Next is Senator Robin Padilla, a member of PDP Laban and a staunch supporter of the Bongbong Sara Uni team, has publicly declared that he will vote no on Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment. He believes the impeachment efforts are politically motivated and counterproductive, aligning with President Marcos Jr.'s stance that such proceedings are not a priority for the nation. Padilla has also expressed his commitment to blocking any impeachment complaints against Duterte in the Senate. Next is Senator Raffy Tulfo, known for his advocacy of public service and accountability, has not publicly declared his stance on Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment. He has emphasized the importance of impartiality and has committed to thoroughly evaluating all evidence before making a decision during the Senate trial. Tulfo's approach underscores his dedication to due process and the rule of law. Next would be Senator Mark Villar, a member of the influential Villar political family in the Nacionalista Party. Has a background as Secretary of Public Works and Highways under President Duterte and is known for his infrastructure initiatives. While he hasn't publicly stated his position on Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment, his political affiliations and past roles suggest he might lean towards supporting her. Next up, we have Senator Peter Cayetano, a veteran Philippine congressman who has held a number of important positions, including Senate Majority Leader, House Speaker, and Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Cayetano is known for his legal background and political independence. He has called for impartiality and due process regarding the potential impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte. He did not explicitly state whether he would support or oppose the impeachment, but stressed that senators must act as impartial judges, suggesting that he would make his decision based on the evidence and constitutional reasoning presented during the trial. Another one would be Senator Sherwin Gatchalian has expressed reservations about proceeding with Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment, citing concerns that it could delay the passage of priority legislation in the Senate. He emphasized the importance of adhering to due process and following established procedures for impeachment trials. While he has not explicitly stated whether he would vote for or against impeachment, his focus on fairness and adherence to constitutional procedures suggests he will base his decision on the merits of the case presented during the trial. Next up we have Senate President Francis "Chiz" Escudero has maintained a neutral stance regarding Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment, emphasizing the importance of impartiality. He has urged fellow senators to refrain from public commentary to preserve the integrity of the Senate as an impeachment court. Escudero has also stated he would decline the vice presidency if Duterte is ousted, to avoid any perception of personal gain. While he has not disclosed how he would vote, his actions suggest a commitment to a fair and unbiased trial process. We also have Senator J.V. Ejercito has expressed skepticism about the impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte, describing them as very divisive and more political than legal. He emphasized that such political conflicts hinder the country's economic progress and distract from urgent national issues. Ejercito also noted the limited time Congress has to address the impeachment before the midterm elections, suggesting that the process might not be feasible within the current legislative calendar. While he has not explicitly stated how he would vote, his remarks indicate a preference for focusing on governance and economic development over political disputes. Next we have Senator Loren Legarda, known for her political adaptability, has not publicly stated her position on Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment. However, her past actions, such as voting to convict Chief Justice Renato Corona in 2012, suggest a commitment to accountability. Legarda is part of a Senate bloc led by former Senate President Miguel Zubiri, which includes senators perceived as independent from major political factions. Analysts believe this group could provide pivotal votes in the impeachment trial. Given these factors, Legarda may lean toward conviction if the evidence is compelling, though her final decision remains uncertain. Next we have Senator Nancy Binay has not publicly disclosed her stance on Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment. However, it's noteworthy that her family members in the House of Representatives did not sign the impeachment complaint, suggesting a possible inclination against the move. Known for her cautious and independent approach, Binay has previously abstained from politically charged decisions, such as the burial of Ferdinand Marcos. Given her history of prioritizing institutional integrity over partisan politics, she may approach the impeachment trial with a focus on due process and the strength of the evidence presented. Next up is Senator Joel Villanueva has not revealed his vote but showed support for VP Sara's budget in the past and warned against bias in impeachment calls, suggesting he may lean toward acquittal unless strong evidence is presented. Next up is Senator Miguel "Migs" Zubiri has expressed opposition to the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte, citing concerns about national divisiveness and the timing of the proceedings amid upcoming elections. While emphasizing the Senate's role as an impartial body, Zubiri's statements suggest he may lean toward acquittal unless compelling evidence is presented. Next up is the newcomer, Senator Rodante Marcoleta, a staunch ally of Vice President Sara Duterte and member of the Iglesia Ni Cristo, has consistently opposed her impeachment, arguing it lacks constitutional basis and would only sow political division. He has publicly offered to serve as her defense counsel and criticized the impeachment as legally unfounded. Given his unwavering support, Marcoleta is expected to vote against her conviction. Next up is Senator Bam Aquino has vowed to judge VP Sara's impeachment fairly, focusing on evidence and due process. While critical of political distractions, he has not revealed how he'll vote. Next up is Senator Ronald Dela Rosa, a Duterte ally, vowed to stay impartial but views the impeachment as politically motivated. He's likely to vote against conviction unless strong evidence is shown. Next we have Senator Erwin Tulfo refrained from signing the impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Duterte to maintain impartiality, anticipating his role as a senator judge. He emphasized the importance of basing his decision solely on the evidence presented during the trial, without prior bias. Next we have Senator Kiko Pangilinan has committed to serving as an impartial judge in Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment trial, emphasizing that his decision will be based solely on the evidence presented and adherence to due process. He has not indicated how he will vote. but his focus on fairness suggests he will evaluate the case objectively. We also have Senator Ping Lacson has not stated his position but is known for independence and due process. He's expected to vote based on evidence, not politics. He has a track record of opposing politically motivated actions. Unless strong legal grounds are shown, he may be cautious about supporting impeachment. We also have Senator Tito Sotto has not revealed his vote but stresses due process and legal clarity. He warns the case may reach the Supreme Court, suggesting he'll approach it cautiously and based on evidence. Next one is, Senator Pia Cayetano hasn't revealed her stance but is known for supporting accountability. Aligned with the administration, she may vote to convict if strong evidence is presented. Next up is, Senator Camille Villar hasn't stated her position but, aligned with Marcos and Duterte allies, may lean toward acquittal to protect political ties unless strong evidence proves otherwise. Next would be, Senator Lito Lapid hasn't revealed his vote but values impartiality and due process. He may lean toward acquittal unless strong evidence is shown. And lastly, Senator Imee Marcos has strongly opposed the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte, labeling it an attack on democracy and urging focus on more pressing national issues. Despite being President Marcos Jr.'s sister, she has publicly broken ranks with him, aligning herself with the Duterte camp. Given her vocal support for Duterte and criticism of the impeachment process, she is expected to vote against conviction.